Hi everyone, today I want to give a little mini lesson on almond flour and coconut flour. My job as a health coach is to veer you away from white and refined flours and sugars and into some other healthier options. Whole wheat flour is a great flour to work with. Oat flour, rice flour, those are all awesome flours to cook with. I'm just going to focus on these two, which tend to be a little bit popular these days. We're going to focus on carbs, fat, fiber, and cooking. As far as carbs, almond flour has 6 grams of carbs versus coconut flour that has 21 grams of carbs per serving, which is a half a cup. So that can just be considered in your daily diet and what your meals look like throughout the day. You can pick the best option for you. As far as fat, coconut flour has a higher, richer quality of fat, but almond flour has a higher fat content per serving. But both are good, so you can choose which one you want. As far as texture, when cooking with these, coconut flour requires twice as much moisture because it absorbs all of the wet ingredients. So you would need about 6 eggs versus like 2 eggs for a dozen muffins with the almond flour. Almond flour is oilier and has more moisture, so that is something to consider when you take your muffins or your cookies out of the oven, how it's going to look and the texture and how it's going to taste as well. Clearly, coconut flour is going to have a coconutty flavor versus almond flour that's more almond flavor, so you have to pick and choose that as well. But as far as cooking, it is definitely not a 1-to-1 ratio. Fiber, coconut flour has a ton of fiber, which is good. However, if you're new to eating clean and just trying to make healthier choices, it might cause a little bit of bloating or gas. So just be aware of that to start small and then work your way up. And almond flour, it has a ton of omega-6s, which is great. Our Americans need omega-6s. We do actually consume more omega-6s than omega-3s, which is an example of pumpkin seeds or salmon. So it is good, but if you're having almond butter and almonds and almond flour, then you might want to just cut back a tiny bit because, you know, too much overload as well is not a good thing. And if you are considering trying working with these, they're great for breading. You can use some Parmesan cheese and almond flour to coat chicken instead of breadcrumbs. That's an option. You can use it as a thickening agent, coconut flour, in some orange chicken or whatever instead of cornstarch. And they're great for making muffins or cookies or energy bites. So anyhow, these are just some flours that we work with as well as others, but I wanted to give you kind of the comparison of thought process on both of them. Our family enjoys them and I hope yours does too. Okay, good luck.